besides this wonderful program that you have, and I know it's kept you, well, not alive. My show has kept me alive, but this is like your baby, isn't it?
It is my baby. The other thing that I like to do is a lot of outreach within the community, either as ambassador or as a guest or helping, lend a hand, volunteering. And then I've just been approached to host nationally, both on television and radio. It's kind of like a neighborhood watch concept, getting neighbors together within a virtual community as well as physically so that they can share information about each other, disaster preparedness, town hall sort of things. But it's impenetrable from the outside, so no one has to worry about identity theft or pedophiles for the children of the neighborhood. So we're looking forward to launching that in the immediate future.
So this is a website type of?
And actually, it is based on the web for those 100 residents.
Okay.
So they could be dwellers of apartments or townhomes or whatever, but it's their community. And then, but then they get together in the flesh with progressive dinners, wine and cheese, play dates with the kids. But it's about getting our neighborhoods back to where we used to be, where we used to know our neighbors in a protective environment.
Right, right. You know, I have I don't know if he's a mutual friend, but there's a friend of mine that really has his heart and soul with the Boys Club of America, Boys and Girls Club of America, John Scardino. He really feels very comfortable helping this group, and this sounds like something similar, that where you're actually involved with helping people understand and get involved with. Is this a nonprofit?
I think they pay $15 a year to belong or something, so it's not for profit.
Okay.
I don't know what quite the jurisdiction is in that regard.
But is this a membership type of thing? What do you mean by who pays the $15?
Each homeowner or each resident, each family, each unit.
All right. So is this kind of a prototype to something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting it. So
they have about 25 communities now in the United States.
All
and
right.
they're looking to just
now I got it. Okay, I'm a little slow here.
No, you're not. I might not be describing it as well as I could.
No, this is good. This is good. I like this. This is good.
Yeah, and then I do interactions a lot with my listeners. I have events so that people can get together, which is really interesting because we don't have anything in common other than they happen to tune in during our program.
Right.
And we also stream on the web, so sometimes we'll get people outside the zip codes, if you will, of where we traditionally broadcast from.
Right.
And I'm always amazed that people take time out of their lives. We just had one last week. We were supposed to have 75 people because of the fire laws, and I said, let's bump it up to 100 because you never know about the weather and complications, and your boss jumps the project on your desk at 3 o'clock and you have to, So we had all 100 people show. And just all walks of life, and every demographic and age group, and
exciting.
Some single, and it's just fascinating for me. So that's how, and then they'll tell me when they listen, why they listen, how they listen, what they like, what they don't like as much, and so it's almost like a focus group, if you will. Right.
So you're a community service person. I really am impressed. Thank you. Because I'm always bumping into, I thank you because we need more people like you. I'm always bumping into you, some charity. There's Maria, We bumped into at the Civic Center when there was, Robert Redford's, that he came in.
Yes.
And the last time I saw him was 1976. And he doesn't remember, of course, because, we're talking about 30 years. And as we're taking the photograph together, because it's on my website here, Got Web TV, him and I remind him that he was in a certain restaurant with his wife Lois, and that my daughter Marlo and his daughter Amy, who is now a director, were playing. And he looked at me. He had that stare, And when you remind somebody of 30 years ago, I said, "Did I get arrested or something?" And then I said, "And Dave was with you." And right away, his light bulb, because it was what was it? The guy that ran for president, was it Dave? He was a senator. Just wrote a book recently from New Jersey. Anyway, when I said that, right away he kind of got to it. And Bill Bradley. I said Dave, Bill Bradley. And it was amazing because he looked at because he doesn't sign, maybe he's doing it now, but he back then he didn't sign. It was just after Sundance and Paul Newman did the movie.
Butch Cassidy.
And it was amazing watching his eyes opened up. And then when he got on the stage, he said, it's amazing how 30 years later I'm bumping into people. And it was nice.
I remember that comment.
Yeah.
That was about you.
That was about me. And I wanted to see him afterwards because I said, I got to talk to you about what I do, environmental stuff. And he says, yeah. But his people, and then my girl was not feeling well. So at some point I'll get to him. Yeah, because he is an environmentalist, and he'll feel for what I'm trying to accomplish here. It's about knowledge. You know, it's about options. But, you know, getting back to us bumping into, it's a small community we live in. And there you are. You're the, I like to say you're the lady of the evening in a nice way. Where you're always like, you know, I want to say mistress, but that doesn't sound good. The woman that's like
host.
Yes, the host of the mostest. Yeah, there's Maria, and she seems to have her fingertips and everything, and your group is always lively. And I've always no, it is. I always kept my distance, only because at some point I knew that we would have some interaction, because when powerful people, and I say that with all respect, have this ability to shake and move things, you have to know your timing. It's all about timing. In my world, it is. You know, you want to approach at the right time, that you don't look like you're coming with a hat in your hand saying, you know, I need your help. You know, that's not my style. Not as big as I am. It just doesn't look good. But
Maria, how can people find out more about your program?
On the web, it's www.kvta.com. And that's how you can listen, and then that's how you can contact me. And we have a really eclectic line of correspondents that visit with us, either based on the news, the topic, or based on why they visit with us. Everyone from a men's rights advocate to a circumcision correspondent to the word of the month correspondent.
Circumcision.
Correspondent. Is that a lot that's happening in that field?
There is, actually. And this man, I used to host an NPR talk show.
Right.
And we made our acquaintance then. I have yet to meet the man, but he is a Harvard attorney, married to a pediatrician, living in Berkeley, California, father of 2. He founded an organization called the Rights of the Child, and he is all about getting circumcision eradicated from the United States.
Wow.
You know, one of the things I heard recently was that circumcised men are much less likely to get AIDS.
That is what he is refuting, and he
Oh,
does
it's
that
being-
every
okay,
way
okay.
he can, because it's not true, according to him.
That's not, okay.
In fact, he's
okay.
going to be a guest on my program, I don't know if it's this week or next, because he calls it genital mutilation.
Sure.
And both women and men, because they circumcise women.
Right.
And,
Right, which shouldn't be done. Everybody agrees.
but he compares it